everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube and Twitch channel. It is Friday. I'm here. Hello, Leo. I see you in chat. And today's a shitty day, but we're gonna stream anyways, and we're gonna try to have fun. We're just gonna hang out and chat for a bit, because I know the screen's not shared, so I don't want to get into the videos yet because I know you guys won't see them and that's a waste, so I just don't want to. And so we are going to chat for a bit. Yeah, we've got more Mr. Beast crap to talk about, and Age of Consent, and yeah,
weird shit.
Oh yeah, a lot of weird shit.
There you go.
Thank you.
Play that last. The sharp one should be for the end.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a lot to go over. Just a whole shit ton of weird nonsense regarding Mr. Beast and Kai Cenat and just stupidity. And I apologize if I'm a little bit off. I am waiting to hear news back about my grandmother, so I'm a little bit off, but I need to keep consistent and keep streaming. So let's just keep going. We're gonna do some just chatting now, and then we'll do some combat later on Twitch. So we're gonna start with Kai Cenat and his clip on Twitch talking about some allegations of his. And this is, the internet has just lost its mind collectively when it comes to the age of consent. And this is where it gets really hard to talk about it, because the age of consent, like, if you're not careful with how you voice your opinion, people are just gonna start calling you a predator. Because literally, like it's said in a later video, this predator hunting is becoming like the Me Too era, the witch hunting era. Like, you find a couple of real deal predators, and then you start seeing oh, I will be doing KL in a little bit. What I do is I do just chatting on YouTube and Twitch, and I do Combat League and like Mortal Kombat on Twitch only, because YouTube likes to throw Mortal Kombat content into the age gate, even if your channel is not marked not made for kids. So it really, really sucks. So I just don't stream MK on YouTube anymore. Because, yeah, if you want to try to get monetized, they will not monetize you, or not monetize those videos. Even though they say that it's specifically that they like gaming content. It's very frustrating. But anyway, back to the age of consent thing. If it's very frustrating, because if you're not careful with the way that you speak on consent these days, you'll be labeled as a predator. Where, like, if you say 16 should be the hard cutoff, because in most places 16 is the legal age of consent, not just for sex, but for like medical shit as well. But there are so many people that are hard set on 18 and this weird purity morality thing, that the minute you get something like this happening, then you start getting the cancel culture. Now, let's pop this video up. Hopefully it plays. I am not familiar with how Twitch VODs work. Hopefully I can get it to play. I don't know how to make this play. Like, I see the clip. Do I have to go all the way down here to make the VOD play? Okay, here's stream chat. There we go. Okay, I found it. I found it. Play. Okay. And okay, so this is a 17-minute clip. Let's see if this will play here. There we go. Okay, why is it not... Is it muted? No. Why is this not playing? Okay. Play. What the fuck? It's grayed out? Click here to reload player. There we go. There we go. I got it working. Okay. So this is gonna be his clip. Let me see if I can... So that was an ad, I'm guessing. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this to work here. But it's not playing. Yeah, no, it literally won't play. It's like they took, it's like the clip was taken down. Oh, hi Tavius. Thank you. Yeah, Leo, some of the Mr. Beast stuff that is coming out is a little bit weird and sus. But Tavius, thank you for saying so. Yeah, you always hear about like the type 1 bipolar, which is like you swing for long periods of time to mania or depression. That's always portrayed in movies and stuff like that. But the rapid cycling type is not really spoken that much about. But yeah, this Kai Cenat clip is not playing for me. Anyway, to give you some background, when Kai Cenat was 20, he was DMing with a 17-year-old girl and they were being, like, it was very sexual, right? And she held on to, like, all the messages and put everything out onto the internet recently. And everybody is coming after Kai for being this predator type of person when they were 3 years apart. And, like, at first she made him think she was 19, and then it came out that she was 17. So it was another one of these cases of teenagers catfishing older men and then making it out to look like they were the predator. And Kai was openly crying on his stream. Like, basically because he was being canceled for this. Let's see. The truth is, oh yeah, no, a 40-year-old and a 16-year-old, no. But if they're like 19 and 16, or like 20 and 17, I would say even like 22 and 17, I think is quite like the opposite of being a predator. I would say that a 17-year-old that makes the 20-year-old think they're 19 is pretty much just as wrong as the people who are, quote, preying on the 17-year-olds when they're 20. I do not believe that it is predatory to be 3 to 4 years older or younger than each other, unless you're under 16. If you're a 17-year-old and you're trying to screw a 13-year-old, that's a problem, right? If you're a 20-year-old and you're trying to screw a 17-year-old, that's different. And people might be like, well, why blind press? Well, first of all, because when you are 13, you're still very, 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 very impressionable, and you are not able to consent to anything, whether it be medical or any type of thing. Whereas if you're 16, then that becomes different. So I think all of this craziness over Kai is just that. Oh, the people that fake their ages? Yeah. That drives me crazy. The people that fake their ages and catfish and then, like, claim that they were preyed on? Yeah, no. That's not okay. So, since the Kai Cenat clip won't play, we're gonna actually look at Ava and Preach and their reaction to this whole bullshit. And Preach has some really good takes here on this whole situation. I'm just quickly checking Twitch chat before we go anywhere. Okay, we're good. All right, and like I said, if you guys wish to unlock jumping jacks, we have $1 per jumping jack, or 100 bits per jumping jack. So here we go. We're gonna push play.
We did a whole topic on the whole Kai Cenat with his cameraman essentially, being involved in texting with a 17-year-old. Round 2 of creators being creepy with underage people.
Again!
I love how they use that clip all the time.
Idiots!
After he found out she was 17, first he thought, she claimed to be 19. He found out she was 17. He still kept texting her adult stuff. And as a grown man, even Kai crying on stream, everyone felt some type of way. The internet's coming, peddle all this stuff. And I do a bit of reading afterwards because I couldn't find this information in any of the hundreds of news articles I was skimming through.
What information were you looking for?
This guy was 20 when he was texting the girl.
The 17-year-old?
He was 20.
Okay. You're not supposed to. Are you?
A 20-year-old texting a 17-year-old?
Man. It's going to be all in perception of people. You're not supposed to. I understand that people are making a big deal out of it. Right.
I'm be honest, I don't care.
No, I don't care either. If you're 30 and you're texting a 17-year-old, that's a bit different, right? But when you're 20 and you're texting a 17-year-old, it's a nothing burger.
I understand the feeling.
The way the articles were written, it was like this motherfucker was 25. The way Kai was crying,
Yeah.
I thought this dude was gotta be mid-20s to late 20s at least.
Actually, I think I've heard he was 25. I saw that somewhere that someone claiming that he was 25.
Some people
So
were definitely
People were claiming.
So people are now lying and saying that he's 25. That's crazy. I am 25 and wouldn't even consider touching a 17-year-old. Mid-age for me is 23 to 24, and that's your preference, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like that's your, and I would say 25 and 17 is a bit different than 22, 20 and 17, because when you're 25, you've at least had 5 years into your 20s. You presumably have a job. You've been to school, been to college, shit like that. You have more life experience than a 17-year-old does. If you're 20 to 22, you are still learning just as much as that 17-year-old is.
We're alleging that. But then again, even 20. I mean, if you're not supposed to do it.
Okay, but beyond that, you're not supposed to do it. There's plenty of things we're not supposed to do. You're not
100%.
supposed to speed.
Yep.
100%.
People still do it. Wait, question is,
and what happened?
But there's a difference between you going over the speed limit and then you going 200 on the highway.
Yeah.
The two things are drastically
That's
different.
very true, because everybody goes at least 10 to 15 over the speed limit. Even the police. Right? But if you go 50 or 100 over the speed limit, that's a problem. Right? It's the same with this. If you are 16 and your boyfriend is 20, or you're 17 and your boyfriend is 22, nobody should care. But if you're 17 and you're like, Mom, Dad, this is my 35-year-old boyfriend, then they should be like, yeah, no. No, it isn't. You, sir, stay the fuck away from my kid. You know what I mean? That's what that should be. That's a very good analogy between the speeding and
You're going 120, which is still technically illegal in a lot of places.
Yep.
Okay? Nobody really cares. It's like the 17-year-old with the Call Me Carson situation. Remember that situation?
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone came down on Call Me Carson, right? Because he was a 19-year-old texting a 17-year-old.
Oh, no. Not a 19 and a 17-year-old. Okay, my scalp hurts. I have to undo my hair. That's the problem with ponytails. They make your scalp hurt.
Fuck. That's the age gap? Really?
2 years? Yeah. Ooh.
Listen, I think the internet is collectively a little bit lost it. In an effort to
little
stop
bit?
Preds who are going after young people, especially dudes who are going after their super fans, or going after women who are drastic, or men who are drastically younger than them, or with age difference. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Go after the legitimate predators. Go after the ones that are like 10, 15, 20 years older and going after these people. Leave the ones that are 5 years apart alone.
2 to 3 age. In most places, this is incredibly legal, including the state where this happened.
Yep.
But beyond the legal aspect, which I don't really care, because I don't think that was the central point of this conversation. And if it is for you, then you have nothing to talk about, because this is legal. For most places, they have Romeo and Juliet law set up for this. But also, in the state where this happened, it's 100% legal. But moving past the legal aspect, is a 2 to 3 age year difference that crazy?
No. Like, if you look at high school, how many sophomores are dating seniors? Right? That's 15 and 18. Or like 15 and 17. How is that any different than 17 and 19?
It's not. It's not.
Thank you, Preach. It's not.
Parents,
You're right.
Most of y'all parents, my parents got 5 years apart.
Yep. Me and Pincolo have 5 years apart. There's nothing wrong with that. People are miffed over nothing. They are, Leo.
My parents got 5 years apart. And I know it's not a crazy gap, because some of y'all parents have even more than that.
Oh, yeah.
So, but
my aunt and uncle, when they got together, my aunt was 23. My uncle was 37. Okay? 37. There was a 14-year gap between the two of them.
I mean, I understand you're not supposed to, but yeah, people really went out there like if it was...
Like it was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that happened is this. When we find a witch...
Yes, this is witch hunting.
When we find a witch and we establish that, okay, this is witchcraft, people are gonna try to fucking kill the whole circus.
Yup.
They're gonna try to find the magicians. No, I'm not doing voodoo. I between that and me just making monkeys out of balloons is something different.
Yes. This is exactly what I was saying about Preach making a good point here. Find the predators, right? Find the actual legitimate predators and get rid of them. But not everybody is a predator, right? Not everybody is a witch. Sometimes it's just a clown making balloon animals, right?
The minute they find a witch, they're gonna say witch to everybody, and everybody's gonna get it.
And I want you guys to think about how this whole thing started. Lady was claiming she was 19. They was talking for a minute, and then she dropped a 17 on him. Bro, that...
Also, it's true. So when they start talking,
Hey,
he was
Bishop.
20. He was 20.
Some 18-year-old seniors in high school are dating 16 and 17-year-olds ain't no problem. Exactly, Leo.
He was 19. Man. Then she dropped it to 7. I see what.
Yeah, they're making this like no. It's like yes, he found out. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
You got age gaps that look just
Honestly,
like that.
Honestly, I'm more surprised that he didn't drop her for lying to him about her age than her dropping her because of her age.
High school itself with freshmen and seniors or whatever the fuck it is, and then what? Once he graduates, all of a sudden this whole thing becomes illegal, right? They knew each other in high school. Like, what are we having a real conversation? And the point isn't that these kind of relationships are inherently good or bad. No, it's not that. Is that people have removed any nuance from everything.
Yep.
They don't care anymore. They just see 17 and they lose their f***ing minds. What, a 17 and 18-year-old is illegal too?
It's the same thing about, like, people, young adults who use their age to get around being, like, having bad behavior. It's like, really? that's not okay. Yeah, you're a young adult and you're learning, but that doesn't mean you can be like rude.
17, 8, 19, what? Like, how do you guys think about these things? I don't understand it.
Well, it's an easy thing to do. Okay? Again, we found something that was a witch. I'm gonna kill everything that even looks remotely as a witch.
Yep.
Okay, this is the new
You
version.
got a crooked nose and a pointy hat,
Yeah.
you a witch, and you're gonna burn too.
This is the version of the Me Too stuff, but like the 2020 version, which is just like predator hunt. Okay, remember the Me Too? Everyone's just believing anything, and they were just burning. This is that. This is our new thing.
Yeah.
And I think what started off well, I'm starting to realize is just going off the rails, and people are jumping on anything and everything.
Facts.
Okay, and some of these don't even make sense. Sorry, 17 and 20, I don't give a shit.
No, there's no reason to care about that. Oh no, 17 and 20, stop the damn presses. Like, there's nothing to be up in arms over it. Like, this is absolutely insane. To be up in arms about a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old. To me, that's just pearl clutching.
And a lot of people are going to be unhappy with that response. I don't care. Okay? In my opinion, you guys are pearl clutching.
Yeah.
In the real
Oh,
world,
look,
you go up to
I
most
said
people,
it.
they're going to laugh
I
at you when
said
you
it
bring
and
this
he
up. And they're
said
like,
it.
what are you even yapping about? Nobody would care about this in the real world. Not a single
Nope.
person. This is mostly a terminally online retarded thing that I'm seeing. This is not reasonable stuff. There's a reason why law enforcement is never involved in any of these things, because they would laugh this off their desk.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a real problem.
Oh, yeah. If you went to the police and was like, this 17-year-old and this 20-year-old are talking, the police would be like, and? Why are you bothering me? Get out of here.
17 and 20? 17, 20, I don't care. That's me, though. Your thoughts. Do you honestly think this is bad?
I don't think it's that bad, to be honest with you. But I understand if it's illegal, I get the people like
But
the
it's
up.
not.
It's not illegal.
I understand. If it's illegal, I understand that people are getting, but it's not even. It's really witch hunting. It's really what I
is.
think. And people are lazy. People are lazy because they want. It's easier to not make any nuance about anything and just be able to be. Oh, you're there. You're over there. Ha! Just the same way that happens that whenever people have a word. And they learn about a word, and then they're gonna use that shit like it's the new sauce. You know what I mean? And they're gonna use, and then they end up not even using the word properly.
This is another very good analogy where people have found some predators that are actually predators, and now they think that everybody they see that to them is a little bit shady, they're like, oh, they must be evil. It's the same thing, whereas they learn a new word and then they start using the word, and then we get the situation. Why do you keep using this word? I do not think it means what you think it means.
No, that's not the definition of the word. You're removing all the nuances. You're saying it's that. No, people are lazy in that sense. And whenever they are analyzing situations, they see 2-3 elements of a situation and they go all out.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's where we at. And I think you're right when you say that this is our this is our era. This is the era of the Me Too. Is the witch hunt of right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I remember during the Me Too stuff when I was saying, guys, we might need a bit of evidence. That was an unpopular opinion.
And
back
then
then.
you would.
I would get so much flack.
You
I would get
wanted
crazy DMs, and I'm
evidence
like,
during the Me Too era? Oh, you silly man. Oh, you silly man. Why would you want that?
listen, I don't have an issue with people want to call out predators, but if there's no proof, why are we just and they're doing the exact same thing but people in age gaps? Like it's crazy.
I remember you brought up a video. You brought up what happened.
That was a big one. Where oh my God, people got mad at you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're totally right, Leo. If it was a 17-year-old guy getting with a 20-year-old girl, everybody would be like, "Yeah, you get some, king. You go, you slay." But because the girl was 17, it's like, "Oh, what an evil person."
Yeah.
When the Aziz Ansari thing happened.
Yeah.
I remember when we did that video, Jesus, people were like, Oh yeah, you're an
How
apologist.
dare Abba
That's what they
ask
were calling
for
it.
evidence?
Yeah.
You're an apologist. Yes,
You
yes,
bastard.
yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Oh my God.
I want to ask you
What
this.
a time to
You
be
said
alive.
if it's illegal, you understand. But does that really matter? And the reason why I say does it really matter is if you're in one state and it's 16, then you just drive a couple kilometers and then it's all of a sudden legal. Should that really be that much of a different factor? How about how
No.
you feel about it?
No, because the legality of it, like, you can move the legality goalposts anytime you want, and it shouldn't affect how you feel about it. It should be a moral thing for you. Like, if morally you wouldn't go out with a 17-year-old at age 20, that's on you, right? But to say, oh, I'm not okay with it because it's illegal. We used to have this problem with the pot argument. Pot's bad. Why? It's illegal. Okay. Well, it's legal now. Well, it's still bad. Why? I don't know. Well, then it's not bad. This is the same argument. Oh, well, it's fine because it's legal. Oh, well, then now it's not fine because it's not legal. What?
That's what I'm asking. Because I think everyone basing themselves on the legal framework are actually doing themselves a disservice. If you want to protect young people, using the legal framework is probably one of the dumbest things you can do. Because some states are going to say 14-year-olds can get it on. Some places are going to say 16. And if you're just going to go your base off what the big man upstairs told you to say is okay, you don't really have an opinion. You're essentially just a sheep who follows exactly what the letter of the law says. And if you lower it down to 10 years old, then you should be okay with it because it's legal. No.
Exactly. If you're going to move the goalposts for the legal framework, then you should be okay with if you make it legal for a 10-year-old, and that's just gross.
Obviously, I think everyone should use their own brain when determining what's right or what's wrong with the situation, with a consideration for the law. Okay. But if you have a consideration for the law in this situation, this is legal. So let's put that aside, because this is in the argument in favor of the argument I'm making. When we're looking at the age gap between these people, okay, is there such an age gap where their levels of maturity, their levels of decision making, their levels of everything are such stratospheres apart that there's no way these people can ever be in the realm of close to each other? Of course not.
No. For 3 years, no. I agree. For 3 years, that's not. There's. Unless this 17-year-old's been, like, sheltered to the point where they don't understand anything, then, like. But that's, like, a specific circumstance.
And I think that's what people are being dishonest about. A 3-year age gap is not necessarily a big deal. I saw some places were saying this kid might have been 19. I don't know. I went to go look at his old YouTube videos, and his videos from just 4 or 5 years ago were him in high school. That's right. The man that you guys are calling a predator, 4 or 5 years of high school, was a senior.
So he's. How could he be a predator then? These people don't even know what predator is.
Okay? And this event, these text messages, they happened, I think, almost 2 years ago. So do you see where the math I'm making is working?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how old is the girl now?
She's 19 now.
And
She should 19, 18.
Hold on. I love the channel already. What's it called? Abba and Preach. Literally, ABANPREACH. Abba and Preach.
18.
And these guys are also Canadian. They live in Montreal.
Bro, I'm just telling you what I found.
I understand more now, but people are so. It's because
And she held on to this too. She
so
held on.
my
why,
question is,
though?
why is she outing this out?
Apparently, she tried to contact Kai and his team and all this other stuff a couple times, and then she put this out to the public.
So
to me, it's
but why did she try to contact him though? Like, what was the point of her trying to contact him? Just to say, hey, you were sexting with me? Like, does she think she was a victim of something? Like,
But that's weird.
it is weird.
is it that
No,
weird?
what happened? Why not all of a sudden you got to change of
Oh,
heart?
yeah. And did you notice that in all the messages that she was sending and they were sending between each other, She deleted all the parts where she was sexting back and she was.
Isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient? She deletes her messages but saves Kai.
Engaging in this.
So
stuff.
why is she? What's that?
No.
No. So we're not passing no time on that. We're not talking about that.
I'm sorry.
Why that? They're approximately the same age. Why are you calling him? Huh?
2-3 years. I don't care.
Why are you calling him a predator? Why are you outing this out? What happened?
That's it. That's true. Like, what happened between the two of them that made her hold on to all these messages and then, like, try to out him as this predator guy?
I want to know what happened. Is it?
I'm sure she'll probably make some statements. Oh, I felt like people needed to be told to be safe. There's nothing to be safe from, guys. You guys are bugging out. And if this is the hill that everyone wants to burn me at the stake for, I'm fine with it. I will take this hot stance. I don't think it's a hot take. I think you guys are crazy.
I don't think it's.
I honestly think this hysteria has gone a little bit too far with the pedo hunters.
So
and under the guise of protecting children, people have really infantilized everybody.
Well, they have. Like, look at the way that YouTube content creators are treated. Even when they mark their channels not meant for children, they still get age gated. They still get, oh, this isn't ad friendly. It's not child friendly. Well, fuck the kids. I'm not making the content for them. I don't want them watching my shit. Like, this is why I don't think kids should be online at all.
He's a 3-year, 4-year age gap. I don't care.
He's 21, 22.
I couldn't believe it when I read that.
He is 19.
And you know what's crazy? You want to know? You want to know why? You want to know why I believe this was such a big deal? Because I seen Kai crying, and Kai knows the parties involved. So in my head, Kai must have known there was maybe. And then this dude crying over a 3 to 4 year age gap.
Yeah, like, why is he crying? Like, is he crying because he's being treated like so badly because he talked to a 17-year-old? Is he crying because he actually thinks this is bad? Like, I don't understand why he's upset. I don't understand what makes him so upset about this, other than dealing with the backlash from idiots on the internet.
Listen, I could understand if the text messages were unrequited, meaning like she was not responding, and he kept going and going and going and going. That doesn't do with age. The problem here is the fact that somebody just doesn't take no for an answer. That's a problem. Fine. I could understand if she works under him and he was saying you gotta do this for me. I could understand that.
Yeah.
But people zoned in on one of the dumbest things possible.
Yeah, there was none of that going on. It was literally just two young people sexting.
And Kai's over here. You know what I think for Kai? Kai's probably hearing from his manager, we got to cut this guy, or the audience is losing their mind, and Kai's just reacting to that. But to drop your friend over a 3 to 4 year age gap, maybe there's information I'm not privy to, so I'm going to reserve judgment. But that seems kind of extreme to me, personally.
That is very extreme. You should not be dropping somebody because they were sexting with somebody that was 3 years younger than them.
Or maybe you really
Unless
about at the level that
3
you're
years
at.
younger is under the age
About
of
your money?
consent.
You're about how it looks and how people are. You're really about the outrage and everything and stuff.
Yeah.
At the level that you're at, you're on top. So anybody tries to get at you to talk.
She probably wanted to hit him where it hurts the most, his reputation, and she knew it would make him look bad. You're probably right.
Tumble down the hill that you're on right now, right? Since we're playing King of the Hill. So, and then you really try to protect that. So you're doing all those things and crying. Filming yourself crying is a bit whatever.
Yeah.
It makes me chuckle. You gave me some flack because I was laughing at someone's pain. Okay. But it's still weird.
It is, and this comes from somebody who has filmed themselves crying before. I don't like doing it. I try hard not to film myself crying, but sometimes you start off not intending to cry and you cry. But I get what Preach is saying.
Anyways, all that to say, maybe that's what it is. He's trying to protect all of that.
Okay.
Some people might be like that.
Yeah. And in case anybody wants to do the math themselves, because you can't find his age anywhere in public records, but I looked up his YouTube account. I went to his oldest videos. His oldest videos is him in high school. It looks like he's a senior in high school.
Okay.
And he's filming videos inside the high school with a bunch of other high school students. Okay? And you do the math. Okay? That's 5 years ago. The text messages happened 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Right? Say 2021.
So he's
2022.
definitely
So what does that mean?
in his
That
like
senior in
a
high school is
20-year-old.
17, 18, correct?
Yep.
Something like that.
Okay. And I'm assuming he's a senior in high school. He easily could have been
The text that happened 2 years ago on top of that.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
So I want you to do the math. So if I'm at my least generous,
Is
he's
she-
like 22.
Yeah. And that's again a nothing burger, a complete nothing burger.
He's 17 now.
No.
I don't care. Okay.
I mean, to me, that doesn't matter. At the time, what was the age gap between the two? If she was 17 at the time and he was 26, 25, 24, fine.
When I seen this shit hit the internet, I just woke up. I seen this shit hit the internet.
So this is
I looked at
Kai.
it.
So Kai, this is Kai's cameraman that is embroiled in all this shit.
First thing I did was say, hey, let me sit down and let me get down to the bottom of this to completely confirm everything. Everything. I reached out to the person who went online and did all the other shit.
Listen, creators and people wondering like, yo, why is it that there's so many? Listen, stop wondering why there's so many creators who are doing this stuff. Let me tell you, there's just so many people, period, who are doing
Yeah.
this, okay? It's not a creator thing. It's not people become like YouTubers. Bro, there's people, your fucking local garbage man, your local female biology teacher.
Oh my god, the teachers. The female teachers are the worst for this shit.
There's stories every day about teachers who are nobodies
Yup.
getting caught with somebody. It's not a
Every
YouTuber
day.
thing or whatever. It's just that
Every
we're in the
single
public
day.
eye, so our personal lives and all the drama that we're involved with tends to bleed out. But it's not a creator thing. A lot of these people would have been weird regardless. You know, take the Ava Tyson thing and the underage people. Do you know how many other older men were in that same Discord? People whose names you'll never hear? People that will never be properly exposed?
But because
Yeah.
Ava is Ava.
It's true. It's very, very true. And because Ava is Ava and she works with who she works with, that's why she got the most exposure.
I hate the idea that it's just like, oh, creators. No, there are weird, creepy men and women of all ages in all professions. We like to believe that more of it, but as I go on with time, I look up Florida all the time, and they always have a bunch of stings of a bunch of predators. Yo, they be catching them by the dozens. They be catching
Yeah.
rings of 500-600 people. Not a single one of those people are known.
But not because it's a Florida thing, because Florida has a law that they have to say everything that happened.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
publish it, but it's just to say, like, none of these people are public people.
Yeah.
All right? So we need to get away from this stuff because it gives a false impression that you just have to be wary of fake. No. And I say this not because I want to absolve it. No. I want you guys to be discerning and to be vigilant of the right.
Wow, the coffee really did get knocked everywhere. That makes me
I'm not thinking
sad.
it's just the famous
I
people.
just
Because
wanted
generally
coffee
speaking,
because I'm
whenever
not
something
asleep.
bad happens to a child or whatever it is, it's not a stranger, it's not a famous person. It's a cousin, it's an uncle, it's a father, it's a brother, a sister,
Yup.
an aunt. Those are the people who do most of this stuff.
It's true. It's not some rando on the internet. It's usually a person that you know. It's always a person that you know. Well, not always, but mostly. Mostly a person that you know.
A family friend.
Yep.
So just keep that in context. But
I reached out to her and shit, and she basically she showed me every single thing. I asked her to confirm the iMessage, to confirm the number. It's confirmed. Alright? All that shit is confirmed. And I'm
Who
just
cares?
sick and tired of having to do shit like this. Because it's like, damn, my nigga, like,
Do shit like what, dude? What do you have to do? There was nothing to do. They were 3 years apart. Who cares?
like I don't know how people are not just seeing something or like an age or something and just saying and just stopping.
Dude, 2017. Not a big deal. Why are you freaking out?
You feel me?
No?
It was just some messages that it's some messages that looks fucking crazy, bro. You feel me? I'm gonna keep it. I'm not sugarcoating shit. The shit look fucking crazy, bro. And the shit fucked me up the whole day, gang. Like the whole fucking day. Shit fucked me up, cause like, nigga, what the are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Dude, that's your friend. That is somebody that works with you. That is somebody that has shot your shit for you. And it's not like he went and picked up a fucking 10-year-old, my dude. He was talking to somebody that A, lied to him and told him she was 19 first. Then he found out she was 17. I don't know why he didn't stop after he found out she lied to him.
Sorry.
What's up?
I didn't mean to scare you with the window.
Oh.
I was just rinsing cobwebs off.
Ah.
Because I had to clean off where the coffee spilled all over the porch.
Right.
So.
So yeah. That's the whole Kai Cenat thing.
Like, nigga, I have a whole vision. Like,
why are you crying?
How I want. I need to stop crying and shit.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because there's nothing to cry about. This guy didn't do anything wrong. Or illegal. Or anything.
I'm over here crying and shit.
I was so shocked when I found out his age. This is Call Me Carson 2.0. And I know some people got me mad at me for that. I don't care. The Call Me Carson thing was not a drama, and this is nothing either.
Nope.
The proof is in the fact that none of these ever lead to any arrests ever. And
Nope.
there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that.
Because even the popo don't care.
Because the popo's looking like, what are these people's age? Yo, get this shit off my fucking desk. I got real criminals to go after.
Yes!
You fuck.
Yes, they've got, like, the police, they have real, like, pedophiles and real rapists and real people to arrest. They don't need this shit. They don't need this shit on their desk. Oh, some 20-year-old was talking with a... What the hell?
You assholes.
What? What?
To watch this movie, to continue watching, please subscribe to Crave TV.
What?
Yeah.
To finish The Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
They let you watch...
No, they moved it in between.
Oh. The bastard.
Okay, do not start crying, or I will just send you straight to bed.
That's insane.
That's ridiculous. Just put it on Supernatural. So, eventually
That's insane that they did. But seriously, like, to sit here for Kai to be, like, almost unable to speak because of how upset he is. Like, holy shit. That is nuts. That is just not necessary at all. At all. Alright, I need some water. And we are just at the 55-minute mark, so we're going to be getting an ad break over on Twitch anyways. So I am going to put this scene to be right back. And we are going to mute, and I will turn up the music a bit, and I will see you in a couple minutes. Share the stream while I'm gone. coming. Yeah, they moved The Lord of the Rings. They moved it to a different streaming service in the space of a week. It was on Amazon Prime last fucking weekend. And now it's not. So, yeah. Oh, what a stream. What a night. Oh my gosh. Okay. Where am I here? Right, I need to be on Twitch. Okay. Let's see. Where are we here? Okay, let's pull up our next video. So, Mr. Beast's final warning. Cease and desist. Cease and desists. So this is now happening. This was put out today, I believe. So we're gonna the Mr. Beast stuff just keeps happening to get crazier and crazier and crazier. So let's take a look at it again. Come to think of it, my prom date I believe was 18 and I was 16. Yeah? Yeah? Makes sense. Makes sense. So let's see here. More Mr. Beast nonsense. Let's take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Beast's team is doubling down with another cease and desist. This time, the final warning to Dogpack404, who you all may know as the creator of the Mr. Beast is a Fraud video.
So the guy who made the really, really fast-spoken video, that 53-minute long video that he was like speaking really, really quickly, bouncing from point to point. So that's the guy that's being given a cease and desist.
At this point, that thing is freaking global. It's at about 7, almost 8 million views.
Wow.
And we can just go ahead and hop on over here to Twitter and see the cease and desist letter that Dogpack404 was sent. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Cease and desist, final warning. He added a funny little emoji. Dear Mr. Dogpack, obviously that's his real name. This firm, new firm whose white-collar criminal defense practice is second to none, according to their website, has recently been retained by Mr. Beast YouTube LLC, Mr. Beast or the company, Lethal Company, and its founder Jimmy Donaldson regarding the unsettling news that you have embarked on a campaign to disparage Mr. Beast as a company.
Yeah, okay, this is the thing. We don't know if any of these allegations are true. These are all just, like, at this point, allegations.
And defame Jimmy Donaldson as an individual. Not only are your statements about Mr. Beast and Jimmy Donaldson untrue, they also violate the clear, binding, enforceable terms of your confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement with Mr.
So now Mr. Beast is saying that this guy is violating his NDA by making this video.
Mr. Beast. Dated March 25th, 2024. The NDA agreement, which you have shown in videos posted to the internet. Now, right here where it says your statements about Mr. Beast and Jimmy Donaldson are untrue, he says, then prove it. You have all the footage, but instead of posting any, you've just been deleting more. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been seeing a lot of people mention, you know, luckily Dogpack404 here, you know, he's being covered. He's protected by a whistleblower act. And if you don't know what a whistleblower act is, it's basically someone inside of a company who leaks information that may be covered by an NDA if it is breaking the law, or if somehow it is dangerous, or it falls into this U.S. Department of Labor's, you know, forms of whistleblower protections, right?
So he's, I guess, protected?
The Department of Labor is here to protect your rights. An employer cannot retaliate against you for exercising your rights under the Department of Labor whistleblower protection laws, and retaliation includes such actions as firing or laying off, demoting, denying overtime or promotion, or reducing pay or hours.
So this, basically, I guess it can protect you too from, like, if you're trying to blow the whistle on a specific company, the company then can't turn around and sue you for libel. Unless you're sitting there, like, out and out lying about them.
As you can see on this website, the National Whistleblower Center, we have a rundown of basically how, it describes what an NDA is. It's a legal contract between two parties, employer and an employee, prohibits the sharing of information deemed confidential, right? However, such agreements can be used to silence whistleblowers in order to keep illegal activity under wraps. Additionally, NDA may prohibit the employee from informing the government about the existence of the NDA and the restrictions placed upon them. Now, these are going to be linked below. Lots of great useful resources, and you can kind of come to your own conclusions. But what we are looking at here is a situation where if Dogpack404 can confirm that the things in his videos are either opinion-based, or he can prove that he's looking at public information like the MrBeast streams, MrBeast videos that are posted to YouTube. He can argue that he is simply just a whistleblower, or that he's covering public information.
Yeah. If all of this stuff is from publicly available footage, then he's covered. Like, and he's also covered against the liable stuff.
And now, we did cover in the past how the original cease and desist was pretty interesting, because it was almost like an admission of guilt of all of the things that Dogpack mentioned in the original video. There wasn't really much information related to libel, slander. It was more about the fact that Dogpack was revealing insider information, which is quite weird, because if nothing in that video that is almost at 7 million followers now is real, what is it revealing?
Yeah. The fact that MrBeast didn't go for the libel angle and instead went for the you're leaking insider information angle is kind of a little bit weird to me.
Now, in this tweet, we're going to be diving into some very, very harsh allegation territory, right? So all of this is alleged. All of this is based on just me reading public information, right? But again, allegedly, this is happening. Dogpack says, also my number got leaked, apparently from a MrBeast employee named Kaylee. I've been getting texts from former MrBeast employees. Text I received last night claims that Jimmy, MrBeast, wants to have private investigators start following me and looking into my family's social media accounts to find ways to discredit me.
Oh, lovely. So not only did his number get leaked, but now he's being told that he might be facing a private investigator who wants to dig into his family's social media presence.
Apparently the best
Lovely.
narrative they have right now is that I'm a crazy drug-addicted MrBeast superfan that got fired for trying to steal company funds. Now, does that surprise anyone? I mean, it's very possible. Again, allegations, none of this may be true. Does it surprise anyone that a millionaire, one of the most successful YouTube channels of all time, would be trying to silence someone, and the best way to do that is by trying to paint them out to be deceptive,
Yes.
lying, kind of like we've seen Chucky try to do, kind of like we've seen people like Nathan, who leaked the 500,000 Discord messages, get silenced? Would it be surprising that these companies, are going out to Dogpack and saying, shh, you're crazy.
Yeah. No, as much as that video was hard to follow, and as much as you have to take these allegations as allegations, this does seem a little bit suspicious that he's being basically gaslit and made to look like a crazy person.
You're crazy, right? He says, if this text is true, I will say, MrBeast, if you want to resort to personal attacks, I'm happy to reciprocate, or, just address the evidence. So we have the text here. It says, dude, has anyone at Beast contacted you about the post you're making? I've been reading the NDA over to see what I can and can't post because I'd like to move on with my life and try having some type of social media presence. Not planning on ever mentioning I worked at Beast, but if it got out or if somehow, some way I accidentally mentioned it, I wanted to make sure I was going to get sued to hell. Also, if you're going to post my message for proof you worked at Beast, I don't care. Just don't show my number. You can save it how you want. Also, I got your number from Kaylee. I don't have access to anything Beast like Slack or anything. Obviously, I'm not a Beast employee. I'm a former employee. Someone else I know told me they texted you on Reddit talking about Kaylee and Leroy. I'm not that person, and I won't mention any current or former Mr. Beast employees because of NDA.
So this is proof that the number was leaked by somebody named Kaylee. Okay.
And then we have another one here. It says Dawson. Again, that's Dogpack's name. I'm texting you anonymously to let you know that I heard James wants to have private investigators start following you and looking into every detail of your life.
Lovely.
He wants him to reach out to your former employees, find all your social media accounts, your family's social media accounts, videos of you, anything. They already have a Google Doc listing possible ways to discredit you, including you're on drugs and have mental health problems, your mom's bipolar, you're an obsessed super fan, you're crying, begging for your job back after they fired you, you tried to steal company funds, etc. I don't know what's true and what's not, but personally, I really think you should just take everything down ASAP. If you take it down, they'll leave you alone.
Jesus Christ. If you take it down, they'll leave you alone. No, that's not suspicious at all. No. That's completely normal.
So at this point, they've gone from cease and desist to allegedly, possibly, none of this is true, having
Threatening.
people, unknown numbers that have never been in contact with Dawson, do not and should not have his phone number and private information, reaching out to him saying, hey buddy, it'd be a real shame if someone were to slander you and ruin your whole life, unless of course you just took the video down. I mean,
Yeah, I suggest you take the video down because they said they'd leave you alone if you
that's the
did.
solution, right? And now this last video shows him receiving the text, and he said, you're trolling, what? And it says this number is no longer in service. He says, what the F? It says stop. He says, what? Stop. This is so creepy. Leave. Hello? What? Very creepy. I don't know if that's some type of, like, maybe they used a Google number, some type of
burner
throwaway number, and it's giving bot replies. I don't know. I've never seen a bot reply leave before, though. That's very interesting, very creepy.
That is
Getting
weird.
Squid Game vibes. You know how Jimmy loves them Squid Games. Allegedly.
Yeah, this is that is really disturbing. Just leave. Stop. Now.
I feel like I gotta say that after every single thing I say nowadays, because I might look out my window and see Mr. Beast or Chris Tyson with his Chris dog out. You never know. Now, I actually reached out to Dogpack on Twitter. He was nice enough to reply. He let me know that he's been watching the videos. He's loving the coverage. You guys are loving the coverage. I'm grateful that I'm able to do this and, you know, make a little bit of money. Maybe I can quit my job one day and do this full time. Either way, he reached out to me. I asked him a few very important questions. I asked him, I'm curious on a few things. When did you decide you want to make a video on Mr. Beast? What made you want to do it? And did it have anything to do with leaving the job? Plus, did you think his content was all fake or a scam before you worked there? Now, if you guys have better questions than that, let me know down below. Maybe I can reach out to Dogpack and ask him. He says, decided to make the video a little over a month ago. I just felt like the Mr. Beast company needed to be exposed. I really tried hard to change things from within the company, like bringing up the predatory advertising practices to higher ups and suggesting ways to make the competitions more fair. So
he wanted to fix this from the get-go. He went in there with good intentions. He went in there with, I want to fix this from the inside, and I guess he felt like he couldn't do it anymore, or felt like it wasn't worth it anymore, so he made this video.
if this is true, Mr. Beast was like, more fair. Nah. Predatory practices, that's good. He says it was frustrating. Also, they didn't reimburse me for travel, which was promised. Would have been like $300. Such a greedy company.
So they didn't. Okay, so again, not reimbursing for travel. That's something that's normal, that should happen if you're doing business travel.
I don't know how many times I have to mention, Mr. Beast makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year. He says, I knew the videos were fake, but to an extent, but seeing Mac was a surprise. I feel like those vids were completely scripted, and him being in the vids was like a part of his compensation. Definitely didn't think he was running illegal lotteries or fake giveaways. Now, a bit of good news, my friends. Nathan W., who's the one who ended up leaking out the Chris Tyson 500,000 messages from the creepy Discord. Their video or their website got cease and desisted the other day. Everything was taken down silently, quietly. He announces the Ava Chris Tyson from Mr. Beast Discord leaks have been successfully re-uploaded by Uncensored V. You can view them here. I'm going to censor this just to protect myself, but you guys are more than welcome to check out Nathan W's Twitter.
Yeah, the Nathan W is
Check out the leaks. Go make some backups. Do what you want to do to preserve this information before the next.
So
season.
Nathan W is the guy that leaked
right around
Ava's
the corner.
Discord messages. Okay. Now I understand. It is all coming together for me now. I get it. I am starting to understand. Let's see here. Let's see, what else have we got here? Kamala Harris says the bowl. Yeah, this should be good. Don't walk, run. This should be a fun video to watch. Don't walk, run is always fun. Okay, take it away, Andrew.
While inflation is down and wages are up, prices are still too high. And when we win this election, here's what we're going to do about it. On day one, I will take on price gouging and bring down costs.
When she wins the election? Why the hell can't she do any of that now? It's not like
Yeah, she's right there. She's in power. She's vice president. Why can't she do it now?
she's vice president or anything. This is Kamala Harris, the shadow president of the United States. The day after President Joe Biden announced that he was dropping out of the 2024 race, he gave his full support and endorsement for Kamala Harris to be the Democrat nominee. The next day, VP Kamala dropped by the Biden-Harris campaign headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware.
Of course she did. Because she was super happy that she's now the nominee. And she didn't have to do fuck all to do it.
It is my intention to go out and earn this nomination and to win.
Now, for the last few years, Democrats have claimed that they are the champions of democracy and that they're the only thing standing in the way of voting rights, etc.
The champions of democracy. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris just basically got handed the nomination, and they think that black people can't get fucking IDs.
Here's VP Kamala during the first week of her presidential campaign.
Across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on assault on hard-fought, hard-won freedoms and rights. The freedom to vote. The beauty of our democracy is that we each have the power to answer that question. When we vote. And when we vote, we make our voices heard.
Yes, dear, we know. That's the whole point of voting, except nobody voted for you. Literally, nobody voted for you to be the presidential nominee. Joe was just like, yeah, her.
While you teach students about democracy and representative government, extremists attack the sacred freedom to vote.
Oh, yeah. The what extremists are attacking that right? Exactly. Because it certainly isn't. Well, I don't know now, because now there's like this thing where Trump is like, if you're Christian, I suggest you come out and vote this time, because if you do, we're gonna make it so you don't have to vote again in 4 years. And I'm like, dude, you might not want to talk like that.
And when America's educators teach about the 2024 election cycle, students will learn that not a single voter cast their ballot for Kamala Harris to be the Democrat presidential nominee. Because democracy or something. Bret Stephens, a contributing opinion writer at the New York Times, is skeptical, writing, "The last 2 times Democrats attempted to stage a coronation instead of a contest in choosing a presidential nominee, it did not go well. Not for Hillary Clinton in 2016, not for Joe Biden this year. So why would anyone think it's a good idea when it comes to Kamala Harris?
Because the Democrats are the literal poster children for Einstein's definition of insanity. That's why.
All but anointed nominee after barely a day. And what the Democrats are doing is the opposite of democracy, despite the endless preaching about it.
We who believe in the sacred freedom to vote will make sure every American has the ability to cast their ballot and have it counted.
Does that include all the dead Americans? Just asking for a friend.
However, 14.4 million Americans who cast their ballot for Joe Biden in the primaries, well, their votes don't count anymore.
Nope.
In fact,
Fuck them.
it's almost like they never existed. The one thing the Democratic Party is not supposed to be is anti-democratic, a party in which insiders select the nominee from the top down, not the bottom up, and which expects the rank and file to fall in line and clap enthusiastically. That's the playbook of ruling parties in autocratic states.
Yup.
And Bret Stephens is correct. Democrat voters had zero say in the matter as to who was going to replace Ghost Biden as the Democrat nominee. Instead,
and this guy is a pundit for the Democrats, isn't he?
Was made by the donors and the party elites. I mean, do you think that if given a chance, that Kamala Harris would have been voters' #1 choice? Press X for doubt.
No shit.
So the next time you hear that Republicans are a threat to democracy, tell the Democrats to shove it up their ass. Anyway, as Bret Stephens points out in his opinion piece, Kamala Harris has some serious weaknesses.
Do you think? Other than the fact that when she talks, she sounds like she's trying not to laugh all the time. And when I mean laugh, I mean break out into this weird cackle.
Including the fact that she's anchored to Joe Biden's record. Too many liberals think that Biden has had a terrific presidency, hobbled only by his personal frailties. Consistent majorities of Americans beg to differ. An ABC poll this month found that 42% of Americans thought their financial situation under Biden was worse. Only 17% felt that it was better.
Damn. 43%. That is high. That is not a good look for you, Joe.
Most Americans think that their financial situation is worse because of Bidenomics. And I doubt that anyone believes that it's going to get any better under Kamalanomics. Illegal immigration is another loser for the administration, underscored, not refuted, by the fact that an executive order by the president last month stemmed the tide of border crossings. If the fix was that easy, why didn't Harris champion it 3 years ago?
Because potato, that's why.
And that's correct. Joe Biden swore up and down that he didn't have the power to do anything about the border and needed Congress to step in. But when it became a political liability, Joe Biden was suddenly able to take executive action. How about that?
That's magical.
But the reality is that executive order is a charade, because the Biden-Harris
charade?
administration still
Are you Picard? A charade.
allows illegal aliens to cross the border in between points of entry, apply for asylum, and then hang out for 7 to 10 years in the United States
Of course.
while they await their court hearing. In the meantime, the Biden-Harris administration says that the executive action is working, claiming that border encounters in June 2024 were lower than they have been since February 2021.
Where? Cause I'm still pretty sure that the borders are like overrun.
However, that number is very similar to what it was last year in June 2023. Are we supposed to be impressed? Also, who cares? during the first 3.5 years of the Biden-Harris administration, there have been a reported 6.3 million encounters at the southwest border.
6.3 million? Holy fuck. That is insane.
For the record, during the first 6 months of 2024, there have been over 1 million encounters at the southwest border. The Biden-Harris administration claims that the numbers are improving, but they are still way above and beyond the numbers under President Trump.
But you don't want to mention that, because Trump is a bad, bad man.
In other words, the same people that told you that this guy was sharp as a tack are now telling you that the border, it's under control. And don't worry, I'm sure we can trust them this time.
Oh, the border is so under control that the Democrat mayor of New York City is like, no, stop sending the people up here.
So in March 2021, Joe Biden called a meeting and spoke about the sudden influx of migrants at our southern border. Biden started off with this dubious claim.
So this new surge we're dealing with now started with the last administration, but it's our responsibility to deal with it mainly and to stop what's happening.
Fact check false. The surge started after Biden took office. During the 4 months prior, under Trump, the numbers were relatively stable. But during the first month of the Biden-Harris administration, border encounters rose by 29%.
Oh, fuck. So, like, literally as soon as Biden became president, the borders just opened up like floodgates.
Next month, it rose by 71%.
Jesus!
Joe Biden is a lying piece of crap. And even though the Trump administration's immigration policies were working, Democrats were determined to rip them to shreds. Because
of
feelings.
Course.
We have
Because Trump
rescinded
made them.
so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
So instead of securing
why
the border,
would you do that?
the Biden-Harris administration went another route. Here is former United States Ambassador to Mexico and Joe Biden's border czar, Roberta Jacobson.
Border czar.
The president has committed to seeking $4 billion over 4 years to address the root causes of migration.
Why would you not pick, like, at least a Mexican American to be the ambassador to Mexico? Like, why are you picking... Okay, go ahead.
As part of that plan, we will address the causes that compel individuals to migrate, including improving governance and providing a foundation for investment and economic opportunity, strengthening civilian security and the rule of law. Only by addressing those root causes can we break the cycle of desperation and provide hope for families who clearly would prefer to stay in their countries and provide a better future for their children.
In other words, the United States would give millions, if not billions of dollars to countries in the Northern Triangle to persuade them to improve their governance.
Hey guys, if we give you money, do you promise to stop being shitty to your citizens? Cause our country is getting overrun with your citizens. So if we pay you, do you think you could actually govern?
So that their citizens won't feel the need to come to America. I mean, sure, it's never worked in the past, but don't worry, I'm sure it's gonna work this time. But Jacobson's role as border czar was short-lived. So Biden decided it was time to give Kamala Harris something to do.
But I've asked her, the VP today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border.
Yes, let's give money to countries to keep them from sending their people here. It'll be great.
And job, but she's leading the effort. The vice president's agreed, among the multiple other things I have her leading, and I appreciate it. Agreed to lead our diplomatic effort and work with those nations to accept the returnees and enhance migration enforcement at their borders.
Now, if it sounds like Kamala's mission is strikingly similar to Border Czar Jacobson's, it's because it is. Which means Kamala effectively became Joe Biden's new border czar.
So Roberta Jacobs basically became obsolete. Well, that's sad for her.
So what was VP Kamala's plan exactly? How would she stop the illegal border crossings?
I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
And they didn't listen.
No, of course not. Of course not, because why would they? All they said was, don't come. Don't come. Please. We beg of you.
3 years later, it's very clear that the Biden-Harris administration's handling of the border was, and still is, a disaster. Here's President Donald Trump on the matter.
Kamala Harris was appointed border czar, as you know, in March of 2021, and since that time, millions and millions of illegal aliens have invaded our country.
So with that, Democrats in the media went into full gaslighting mode. First, Axios put out this tweet. The Trump campaign and Republicans have tagged Harris repeatedly with the border czar title, which she never actually had. So
of course she never had.
Axios is saying that Kamala was never the border czar.
Never.
Except for the fact that it was previously reported that she was the border czar by Axios. Including this article from April 2021.
Axios.
Harris, appointed by Biden as border czar, said she would be looking at the root causes that drive migration. But you gotta love that the editors at Axios thought it would help Kamala Harris by putting all the blame on Republicans.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
People gonna have to counter the misinformation. You already hear folks talking about the border czar. She wasn't the border czar.
She was never appointed.
She was, though. Oh my God, they are actually saying this. Holy
Harris
shit.
was not named border czar.
She wasn't actually the border czar.
Vice President Harris was not a border czar.
She was never actually border czar.
She was never border czar.
First of all, border czar, the title, is the title the Republicans gave her. She is not the border.
Those damn Republicans. How dare they give her a title like that?
Just remember, folks, the same Democrats and news networks who repeated the talking point that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian information now want you to believe that Kamala wasn't actually the border czar.
Okay.
They think you're stupid. So if she wasn't the border czar, even though she actually was, what was VP Kamala supposed to be doing in regards to immigration? Well, here's Richard Fowler, easily the dumbest person on Fox News, to explain.
Oh, good. This should be fun.
I think Republicans for a long time have labeled Kamala Harris the border czar. If you go back to
she was.
No. If you go back to the president's
No.
If you go back to the president's statement where he asked Kamala Harris to lead the diplomatic effort in the Northern Triangle countries to work on root causes to why people are migrating to the southern border or crossing the border, she was not the border czar. She was responsible for diplomatic efforts getting to the root cause.
Are you telling me that her assignment was find out why people are coming here?
Yes, her assignment was the same thing.
Wait, I can tell you that.
No, her assignment was
I'm not the vice president.
I will proudly put...
That's funny. That is the... But she wasn't the border czar. Her job was to just be the border czar. Like, really?
my record against his any day of the week.
Oh, yes, yes.
Any day of the week.
Any day of the week, huh?
Including, for example, on the issue of immigration. Donald Trump does not care about border security. He only cares about himself.
Oh, really? Okay. And how did you get where you are, ma'am?
Not care about border security. He only cares about himself.
Did you get where you are by caring about other things than yourself?
Oh, so Kamala Harris, our failed border czar, is gonna try and match up against Trump's immigration record. Talk about delusions of grandeur.
So I was the Attorney General of a border state.
Uh-huh.
In that job, I walked underground tunnels between the United States and Mexico on that border with law enforcement officers.
I really, really don't like her voice. Like, she sounds like she's speaking through her nose. I walked underground tunnels with law enforcement officers. Oh my god, stop talking like that.
I walked in underground tunnels. So what? Man, she's so bad at this.
I went after transnational gangs, drug cartels, and human traffickers that came into our country illegally. I prosecuted them.
Did you?
Case after case, and I won.
However, when this super tough prosecutor ran for president in 2019...
Let me just be very clear. We have to have a secure border, but I am in favor of saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you just literally say that you've prosecuted many criminal cases with these transnational gangs?
You know, you got to play by the rules, but we can't treat people like criminals.
So the former Attorney General of California claims that we can't treat criminals like criminals.
No,
makes sense to
not
me.
at all.
What's your problem?
So look, our administration worked on the most significant border security bill in decades.
Ah, yes.
Some of the most conservative Republicans in Washington, D.C. supported the bill. Even the Border Patrol endorsed it. It was all set to pass. But at the last minute, Trump directed his allies in the Senate to vote it down.
Oh, yes. Yes, Trump specifically called up all the senators and was like, guys, vote this bill down.
First of all, this so-called bipartisan border bill was such trash that it had to be negotiated in secret without any input from Democrats and Republicans in the House, or 98% of Senate Republicans. And then when they finally had a chance to read the text, they immediately rejected it.
Yeah.
Furthermore,
so it wasn't Trump calling them and telling them to reject it. It was them reading the bill and going, this is a pile of shit. We're not voting for this.
Several non-Republican senators, including Bernie Sanders, Cory Booker, Ed Markey, LaFonza Butler, Alex Padilla, and Joe Manchin voted against the bill. So laying all the blame on Trump and the Republicans is completely dishonest. Second, there was H.R. 2, an even tougher border bill that the House passed in 2023. It included hiring more Border Patrol agents, finishing the border wall, upgrading security technology at ports of entry, and requiring that employers use E-Verify. But the Democrat Senate leadership never bothered to do anything with it because they're so tough on the border.
Of course. Why would they, move forward with something that actually passed? That would make sense, right?
Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border. But he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Really? What? Who the fuck is Quavo? And why are we... What? What did I just hear?
Can't wait for 8 years of that. Anyway, that's it for now. Please follow me on X at Don't Walk Run. And while you're at it, please subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.
What the fuck? He doesn't walk it like he talks it. Oh my lord. Ow. Oh my goodness. Now let's see here. Let's see here. Holy crap, I am not feeling well. Let's see. Where are we here? Where are we here? Okay, did that. Did that. All right. I think I am going to end the just chatting portion, go figure out, take my nighttime meds, figure out why I'm not feeling very well. I think I need to eat something. And then I'll be back with some Mortal Kombat in about an hour or so on Twitch. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry it was not at 6 o'clock p.m. like it usually is. But I will be back on Twitch, and then I'll be back here tomorrow night.